So sometimes these break down into process problems or people problems. And these splits are not perfect. None of these splits are perfect, but I think they're helpful in thinking about what's short-term versus long-term, what's symptomatic versus cause, what's, process versus people. So I think maybe we could do a little bit of exploring for people.
So why don't you offer up some real life examples of what fits into the various axes that you're laying out?
Sure. And so the main division, the main point is that dichotomy between the technical and the systemic. That's the main thing to remember. Mm-hmm. The other way of splitting it is in terms, for the purposes of this show, there's wizards, magic, gaming topics, and then there's the stuff that happens in real life. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, if the folks at Star City Games want to help me out and do a 2x2 graph, they can. They don't have to, but it might be nice. I'm calling them out. I don't think they could do it. I don't think they have the ability to do it. It's just me talking. I don't know. Yeah. I can't say for sure. 2x2 charts, they're hard to do.
I, on the other hand, have a great deal of faith in our graphics team.
Yeah, that's why you're probably going to get better graphics response than I.
Well, if the graphics people can end up making me look good every week, then they're geniuses.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's not that hard, sir. No, that said, the basic idea here of this 2x2 chart is obviously in one column you're going to have wizards and gaming topics, and the other one we're going to be talking about life or politics. We can talk about the wider world, right? So that's an easy division too.
Right.
The one we're kind of talking about this show is kind of the cross-cutting one. So on the top row, you might think of the stuff that's the surface stuff, the stuff that you see all the time, the bendy foils, the companion mechanic that doesn't work over in the Wizards and Gaming column. Mm-hmm. And then in the other one, you have things like, boy, teleworking's really hard because of this, this new way we have to work, or I have really difficulty communicating with people or talking with people because of the new way in which we live. That's a symptom that belies a little bit of stuff underneath. So now you can start to think about the stuff that's underneath some of that, that systemic row, that underlying current, those two cells in the Wizards and Gaming column. You're going to have stuff like maybe there are hiring practices, maybe there's issues with how they produce cards or think about cards, and maybe also some of the isms, right? Right. Maybe some of racism or misogyny that affects all of our institutions, not just Wizards. And that leads me to the other column, which is that we have in the cell that where systemic and life intersect, we have institutional racism. We have things that a market economy can do and not do. Mm-hmm. We've got the big problems. That's the stuff. You and I like to go there a lot. We like to go to that cell. Sometimes listeners or viewers of this show, I see the occasional comments, and I can tell the difference between people who get it and the people who don't. The people who tend to get it, not that we're perfect, but the people who get it and understand or crave kind of what we have, our market, if you will, are those people that like spending a little bit of time in that systemic row. They like spending time in what's really beneath all this. What's going on. So that's the basic things. 4 cells right there.
Right. Certainly we want to focus on the gaming topics, on the magic topics, but we can certainly allude to the real life impacts, or the real life reasons or underlying issues.